Hello, fans of AMIYA. And I am also a fan of AMIYA. I've known her for a couple of years now, and we met at a jam session. Basically, Wuppertal, where we both live, is known as a city of free jazz, among other things. And at a little cafe house, Cafe Z, there was a jam session, and I was singing with a couple of guys doing free groove music, and we kind of urged the audience to sing along. And I heard AMIYA, and I'd met her a couple of times. Nice girl, nice girl. Oh, she paints? I hadn't seen her painting, so I didn't know how serious she was, because so many people say, well, this one does this and this one does that. You never know until you see it. So I saw her paintings, but at this jam session I heard her voice, and she was singing with great enthusiasm. So I said, get on stage with me, her and another woman, another friend of ours. And that was kind of the breakthrough. We became friends, not just the wise one and you're the little one, more of an exchange. And I had a series of concerts, and we invited AMIYA, and she came with her music and did her own songs, and that was very beautiful. And when she said that she was doing the CD, what I know about AMIYA is that she's very focused, very hardworking when she sets a goal. When she said, I'm thinking about a CD, I knew that that meant within a year and a half, that means that she'll have a CD, because she doesn't speak, she doesn't throw words around. When she says, I'm going to do it, or I'm thinking about it, that means she's determined to do something. When she's determined to do something, she does it. So we worked a little bit together with just getting freer with improv, a few tips, but my way is always, the artist knows already what they're supposed to do. Maybe I can push them in this direction or that direction and help them a little bit with one step, but it's really about the artist, and she had it all together already. I'm always impressed with a young musician who writes their own songs. If you're writing your own songs, you're on a different path already. If you're not just doing cover tunes, and you're trying to find your own way, you've got me on your side. And if you're a young musician who's playing an instrument, so when the singer plays an instrument, writes her own songs, I love the singer-musician. And when I saw that, I said, okay, good, I can be of a help. I would have been of a help anyway, because she's a very nice person, and I would have wanted to help her. But besides that, the fact that she was on this unique path, and we connect also as spiritual souls. We're on different paths, we have different directions spiritually, but they're really the same direction, light and love. And so when I heard that she wanted to do a CD with her spiritual songs, I was so impressed. It was amazing the rate at which AMIYA was writing songs. I'm going, I'm working on one song, it takes a month. And AMIYA's written about 8 songs in a month.
What's a flow?
Yes, a flow. So I'm glad I'm not the old, bitter, jealous woman, or I would have killed her. I said, but you know I'm not this person, so
of course.
I can only have joy and to be inspired. So it's very interesting that the younger artist actually has inspired the older artist. I admit I'm the older artist in this scenario. But because she's so close to her creative spirit, and she's so close to her vision, this is impressive to me. So just the connection is friendship, spiritual buddies. We hung out a lot talking about spiritual issues, and just here's a person who's following their own path, this young and relatively early on in their career, because she hasn't been doing this part of her creative path that long. So that the creative person made this bridge between the painting and then saying, I'm very close to my soul as a painter, using that creative spirit then as the singer and as a songwriter. And to see that process and to really watch it from the raw beginnings and to see how quickly it accelerated was an amazing experience. So for me as an artist, watching another creative person, I'm very inspired. We worked on a song called Talking with the Water, which I had heard a few weeks before, just the rough tracks, and the question was, what can I do? We decided it was a bluesy number. It's a new, what I think of as the new international blues. It's roots music. There's a very interesting phrase that the Maoris have in New Zealand. That word for the roots people is Tingata Whenua. Tingata Whenua. So it's roots music, people who are connected to the earth. And that's what this music is. So I immediately felt attracted to this song. And AMIYA asked me if I could do some backing on it. And I ended up also doing a verse to the song. It was important to do bluesy, rootsy sounds. And when you hear the track, it's very interesting. Her direction with the roots music is different from mine, but they work together perfectly. I wanted to say a little bit about the project in terms of what I found particularly good. All of it. What I found particularly interesting is the mix of the instrumentation. There's layer after layer that unfolds with the instrumentation. I love the fact I was listening to the first two cuts and they were meditative or meditative. What I find interesting, I immediately said, this is Sunday morning, wake up, feel your own church, feel your own spirit music. And then you hear these two songs that are very open, and the third song, which happens to be my favorite song, I Have the Right, comes on and you hear the drums, the brushes, and it changes. Now we're in a different mood. What I found interesting was, though I know AMIYA didn't think of it this way, I think of her music, at least part of it, as a new sort of ethnic blues, international ethnic blues. It's on a new tip. It's folk, roots music. But there were, I look on my little list here, there are 6 songs that I say, that's the blues, honey, that's the blues. And there's even a song entitled Thank You that I said, this is gospel. I could immediately hear a gospel soloist and a choir. So I like this new movement, and AMIYA is a part of it, where people are really singing from their souls. People want natural music that feels good, where not everything is electric. I myself make both acoustic music and computer-generated electric music, so I like them both. But I really love that, what I say, stripped-down sound of the guitar and then build from there. And so this mixture, sometimes a drone, sometimes just what I would say, Native American drums, sometimes with a much more elaborate instrumentation. There's even just this one with I'm looking at my notes because I'm a schoolgirl, the song Love with the piano. I could see that on the jazz stage. So on this tip, the new blues, a great example would be, what's the name of the song?
Druhu Orła.
Druhu?
Druhu Orła.
And this is a Polish blues.
Yes.
And so, think about it. There's a beautiful Polish girl living in Germany, Polish woman living in Germany, and she's getting down on the blues, and the black girl, the black woman from America says, yes, that's the blues. I don't understand the word, but that's the blues. What the hell is that?
Yeah, you could feel it.
I could feel it.
That's enough.
That's the main thing. I also want to mention this wonderful song, Following the Master, with our friend Madhura, who sings in the Indian classical style, and she does a wonderful job. I could go on and on and on. Details, but perhaps I'll just write out my details and post them on her website. So my comments, you can hear them there, or you can read them there, because my heart is full. I have too much to say about this album. Ich wünsche ihr vieles Glück in ihrer ganzen Karriere. Sie ist einfach wunderbar. Leute, was für ein Künstlerin, was für ein Sängerin, was für ein Songschreiberin.
Same to you.
Einfach, ich hätte gesagt, was für einer, aber I'm speaking in slang. Dig it, out from Oakland.